Okay, you're at the sagemath.org website. That's www.sagemath.org. And what I'm going to do is just going to talk through some information about the website. One thing I want to go through is the tutorial. All right, so I'm going to click on this over here, this under the help documentation. The assumption is you've already installed Sage on your computer at this point. So what I want to do is I want to take the guided tour. And the guided tour, after the introduction, you get it installed, you want to go through this guided tour over here, you click on the guided tour. All right, so I'm at the guided tour now. What I want to do is I want to start the guided tour. So, assignments, equality, and arithmetic, first place. So I'm going to click on that. And what I'm noticing over here, they got the information is in the yellow. And I guess what I really need to start doing is I need to start reading this. But I certainly want to play around with software to do that. So what I want to do is I want to open the application Sage now. Let me go to my Finder, new window, application. I'm going to double click on the application. And I'm going to look for Sage. Now I see Sage right over here. I'm running Sage Math 9.4. So I'm going to double click on that. It's going to launch the application. It's going to ask me, how do I want to run the application? I actually prefer the command line terminal application. So I'm going to launch my terminal. Okay, so I actually have Sage running now. And what version of Sage do I have running? I have Sage version 9.4. The release date on that was August 22nd, 2021. And it's running under Python 3.9.5. So, basically what I'm going to claim that you should be doing here is certainly reading through this tutorial, all right? So I noticed, some things they're doing, they're assigning value to the letter A. A is not a variable. They're assigning the number 5 to the letter A. That's an assignment operator, all right? Now, what does that mean? A, when I type it, is going to be the number 5. And I'm seeing that. I'm just hitting the return button, by the way. Now, I notice I got something else over here, and this is 2. They have a double equal sign. And this is what's known as an equation. Now, of course, this really is not an equation. This is what's known as an identity. And that identity is certainly true. 2 does equal 2. So my hope is when I hit the return button that it'll say it's true, right? So that's an identity, and Sage is returning that is in fact true. Like if I type down 3 star 2, whoops, sorry about that. 3 star 2, and it wonders, is that the same thing as 6? It should report that's true. Now, if I did 3 star 2, and I said, is that the same thing as 9? It should say it's false. And it does say it's false. You can also do comparisons. For example, 2 less than 3, return. 2 is less than 3 is certainly true. All right? So there's some operators over here that you got to be familiar with. One is that I will say that the double equal sign is an equation. Now, of course, equations can be identities, and if they are, they're either true or false. All right? Here's the deal. There's operators that, for exponents, I'll type this in over here, 2 double star 3. That gives me 8. That same thing as 2 caret 3. What does that mean? The double star is an exponent, and that caret is an exponent, 2 to the 3rd power, 8. 10. I got this percent symbol now, and let's discuss it. And that percent symbol is really what's known as a mod operator. So 10 mod 3. 3 goes into 10 3 times with the remainder of 1. All right, so it gives me the remainder. All right. Now, if I do 10, this is going to be a div operator, 3. The div operator says, how many times does 3 go to 10? 3 times. All right. Now, I want to point out what Sage does when I do 10 divided by 4. It reduces it to 5 halves, what we're expecting to say. All right. Now, again, I want to type in every command over here, but, I do want to claim you can do a copy paste as well. I'm copy pasting that in there, and it says it's true. Let me just go through that arithmetic for you. And there's a grouping symbol over here. This is a grouping symbol, and that's 10. how many times does 4 go into 10? 2 times. And 4 times 2 is 8. And then, I got the other operator, 10, mod 4. That has a remainder of 2. And 8 plus 2 is 10. And what are they doing? They're saying, is it true? And it is true. They do claim it's true. Let's put the next one down. I'll type this one in for you. 3 to the second power. This is order of operations. That would definitely give me 9 star 4. That would give me 36 plus 2. And then they got that percent symbol again. And that's going to be, 2. When I divide 2 by 5, its remainder is 2. So what do I get? I get 9 times 4 is 36, and 36 plus 2 is going to be 38. I got 38 over there. All right, let's talk about the square root function now, SQRT. And again, you're expected to read through this on your own. So square root of 3.4 gives me an approximation over there. Sine, I do want to claim that the sine function is taking an argument is in radian mode. So it's 5.135. All right, I got that. And sine pi divided by 3. And I get this number over here. Now, a lot of students look at that, they're confused by it. They don't know what that says. They think it says 1 divided by the quantity 2 root 3. It does not say that. What they're really saying is it's a half of a square root of 3. If I were writing that down, I would write down the square root of 3 over 2, though. All right? So make sure you're clear about what's happening here with the output. Now, EXP, that's Euler's number, raised to the second power. It's going to basically say E squared. It's not going to do the computation. If I want to force you to do the computation, now, I'm going to diverge a little bit from the lesson over here. EXP, just put a decimal down, 2.0, and it'll do it for me. Now, I notice they're using this N. Now, the N operator is an abbreviation for a numerical approximation. You could also use the uppercase N for the same thing. This is one of the few exceptions in Sage where they allow the use of an uppercase and lowercase letter N or uppercase N for an abbreviation of numerical approximation. Now, if I do N and I want to approximate, 2 divided by 3, let's see what happens. It approximates it. If I were to type down 2 divided by 3, though, Sage wouldn't do anything. But if you type down 2 divided by 3.0, Sage will do something. All right? Hope you're getting the idea over here. All right? Now, certainly they're putting in a variety of forms over here, including not just using N, but they're using the full name numerical, approx, and it looks like that over there. Now, if I type in 2 divided by 3, you'll see that. All right? They also use the dot notation. Let me go through that with you. I'll write down pi dot. I'm going to do a copy paste. I'm going to copy this over here. And this is really, it looks a lot like Python to me. So pi, numerical approximation of pi. And I'm getting it. All right? Hope you're getting it, realize that what's happening over here. I can also specify the number of digits. Let me do that for you. And I'm going to use the uppercase N now. I'm going to use the letter pi, P-I. All right, that's an abbreviation for pi, by the way. Pi is a single letter, pi. And then I'm going to say digits. And I'm going to say the digits would be, I want 10 digits of pi. And get this. You can change that, of course. If you want to do 100 digits, do 100 digits. Whatever you feel like necessary you need to get, all right? I want to point out precision in digits is often confused. If I do this command, and instead of using digits, let me write this down for you. Precision, and I want the precision to be, let's say, 10. A lot of people think you're going to get 10 digits over here. It's not. It's not going to give you 10 digits. This is really a binary representation at this point, and it's going to give me 3.1. All right? Often confusing. I would stick with digits until you master that, the binary nature of that. All right. Again, over here, I do want to claim over here, reading this over here is important. You do that. Unlike other computer programming languages, Sage is dynamically typed. What does that mean? When I say A is equal to 5, I'm assigning the number 5, which is an integer, to A. And if I say, what's the type, what's the type, T-Y-P-E, of A? Well, by saying it's 5, I said it's integer. You notice it says it's integer now, all right? Now, if I say A is 5 divided by 3, that is not an integer, by the way, and I do type again, type now will be rational, all right? Now, if I do A equals hello, this is a string, by the way, and I want to find out what the type of A is now. Again, A is not an integer anymore. It's not a rational number anymore. I've typed it to be a string, and it says a string, str. Right, so that's different than what you're normally used to in other programming languages. All right, so we did a short tutorial video over here. Again, I want to claim to you what you're doing over here, taking a guided tour. Certainly I want to do the next topic, and they'll list the next topic. But right now, I think that's enough for now. If you're ready to go off on your own, I would say the thing you want to do is what I just did. But what you need to do is you need to read this. Then you need to type this on your own. Read this. Oops, sorry about that, not all that. Read this, and then type this. I do want to claim, though, when they're doing this information over here, they do type comments in. You don't have to type the comment in. Notice over here it says this pound symbol, star, means exponent. That's a comment. You don't need to type that in. You need to type in 2 star 3 3. Let me just go through that briefly. Go back over here. I'm going to clear the screen for you. 2 star 3, that equals 2 cubed, which is 8. But if I type in 2 star 3, and then I use the pound sign, and I type in something and say this is a comment, what's going to happen? You're still going to see 8, right? You're not going to see the comment, by the way. By the way, my work is color-coded. My terminal does that for me automatically. Right? I think that's enough for now. But again, what's the expectation? It's really important you start to read. After you read this over here, it's really important you start to type this stuff in. And think about what you're typing, and think about what's being given back to you. Again, it's pretty short. Read it, read it, read it. After you read it, go through this stuff over here by typing it into your terminal or your notebook application, however you want to use that. They do talk about Python, yada, yada, yada. Once you're done with this, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the next section, which is, we just did this one over here. Next one is, getting help. I'll do that next time. Thank you.